Guys, what's up everybody? Hope you are doing well. It's your baby G here. As always, I go by the name YALA 254. Whew, as you can see manze, leo nimejaribu kubalance, yeah? Some of you have been saying, oh, unaletanga tu wasichana, oh, kwani wavulana, boy child anaumia wapi?
Yeah.
Nimesikia kilio chenyu, eh? Here I have a he, here I have a she. This is YALA Talks Show. The first episode was about stress and depression. Now, today we are going to talk about parenting, and we are going to hear the views from we, the youth. Now, parenting is a vast topic, but we are going to narrow down to, okay, I'll pose it in form of a question. That is, should parents be strict to their kids, or should they allow them to have that freedom of doing anything, freedom just generally? Now, here with me I have a girl child here. What's your name, baby girl?
Laura Anyango.
Laura Anyango is her name. What's your name?
Oh, by the way, I go by the name W.O.B. That's Willis Otieno. And the rest, you can contact me later.
Now, you've all heard that question. That is, should parents be strict to their kids, or rather, should they allow them to have that freedom?
Okay, I think parents should balance.
Balance?
Yeah.
Balance, okay. What's your view?
I think they should just be given freedom.
Freedom?
Yeah, freedom. I'm in for freedom.
Let's begin. Girl child anasema these things inafaa kuwa balance, like ukuwe strict na freedom pia ifanye nini? Freedom pia ikuwe. And boy child here is saying that a kid, or rather children, should have that freedom. Now, expand on your take to this question now. Why should there be a balance?
Okay. Parents should balance. Like they can be strict to their kids, at the same time they be given their children should be given the free freedom. Number one, there are some things lazima utakazia mtoto ndo vitu zisifanyike. You see,
okay,
like let's say for example, when you're in campus, there's a lot of freedom. So no one follows you up that you have to do this, you have to do that. On Friday kifika, there's a lot of going to clubs, what. But in this parenting, I know that when my child goes to a club, there is taking of alcohol, there is dancing. So in such a situation, a parent can be strict to the kid, you see.
Okay.
And then like this freedom, I mean, let's say the friends are going out. Me as a parent, I may allow, okay, fine, they're going out, they're going to enjoy. You see, that's an example of good freedom. You see, so it's balance.
Thank you so much. Now, you say that a kid or rather children should be given that freedom.
Of course, they should be given freedom. Why? You see, these guys or these children, they are supposed to socialize. Yeah? Kitu kama like, let me say, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and this daughter happens to have known what freedom is. Then you find you are supposed to let this child maybe to have that social look of things. Leave this child to socialize, know what is there outside the homestead. You see that? When this child goes to the school, maybe goes to campus, and she has known what is there outside, this freedom in campus won't challenge her or won't have any effect in her. Because, first of all, this lady will know how to take care of herself. Let me talk about this parent who has not given his or her son, maybe daughter, freedom.
Yeah.
This child finds a slight freedom. My friend, what this person will do, the whole Kenya, even the whole Kenya will be wondering, hey, you think this one was, maybe say, what pastor's daughter? Oh, by the way, msichana wa pastor amefanya kitu ingine sijai ameni. Why? She's pregnant at 17. Why? Because she was never trained on how to take care of herself when that age was appropriate. You see that?
Thank you so much. Now, I've noticed one thing you've said, a common thing that you've said, that if there is no freedom when this kid or when this child atafika pale campus where there is that freedom, no one is monitoring your ways, atatake advantage of it, yeah? But let me say something before I ask you any other question. Whatever a child portrays at his or her teenage age, my view is how he or she was trained when he or she was just a kid. You see, like for instance, let's say you have a kid, like ashaanza kujua vitu, ashaanza kuongea na unaanza kumwambia usichape nani, this is bad. This kid will grow knowing that when you beat this other kid, it is bad, it is bad. Yeah? And as he or she continues growing, akikuwa like let's say 9, 8, 10 huko, it will be like, well, this is alcohol. Alcohol is not good. You see, this kid atakuwa akigrow akijua, well, that na mama waliniambia aje, hiki kitu nzuri. You see, another thing.
By the way, before you continue, you know something we call spirit of adventure?
No.
You actually want to know what is there in this thing. Do you have that urge of knowing things that are inside things?
Exactly, teenagers. Like they say, for example, alcohol is not something good.
But let me say,
when you and you are like, any alcohol ni nini sijai taka ati. Nashinda nikiambu sionjo usifanye nini.
Of course, for myself.
Curiosity utakuwa nayo.
Let me say for myself. Me, for myself, if you tell me it's bad, likely scientists do experiments. And in fact, these children are scientists. They are becoming scientists. By the way, I would like to do an experiment.
Okay. Mnasema that ukimkataza atataka kujua mbona unamkataza, yeah? But remember, huyu mtoto bado hajui.
Let him see what happens to people.
Unaona, bado hajui. But unaweka that mentality in him or her that ukikunywa pombe, this thing is bad. If you take this and this drug, this thing is bad. Now, my view is, mtoto akigrow akuje ajue drugs are bad. Now atakuwa na reflect aseme you see, before a test, before a test, the way you are saying.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's true that utaambia mtu ile kitu ni mbaya, but utakuwa so mad. Curious way. Kwa hiki kitu ni mbaya na nini? But my view is, mimi ukinikataza kitu, okay, umeshaniambia ni mbaya. Initially, see, I knew nothing about it, you see. Now, when I come to read it somewhere, because isn't it true? Everywhere it is bad. Taking drugs ni bad because it is addictive and every other negative effects, yes? You see, so this girl or this boy akigrow, tabia atakuwa na portray ni tabia zenye wazazi wake walimfunza akiwa mdogo. Now, here, hiyo ni kufunzwa. We've not yet hatujafika kwa strictness or freedom. Now, ulishamjua mtoto pombe ni mbaya. Laura, as we were beginning, alisema maybe when a child anataka kwenda out, it is good for a parent ampe hiyo freedom aende. Now, on that point, yes, utakubali huyo mtoto aende. Now, what will these friends together with your child be doing there? A question mark.
Okay, the first thing, you as a parent, you must have known your child's friends. Like unajua, ani marafiki tu zake, mwenye anasoma na wao, mwenye na hang out together, you see. And you know our parents, wanakunga wanajua our instincts, right? Like they know, wanasemanga they know more than we know.
Okay.
You see.
Okay.
So like akisema, okay, this one is understandable. They're just going to hang out and fight. And if your parents know that to such kind of friends, I cannot tolerate because of their behavior or stuff like that. You see. Atasema pana kama hiyo nimekataa. You see.
Now, freedom. Umemkubalia aende. Now let's say for instance, wameenda maybe walikuwa naenda Basha Mariv. Na huku mali wameenda kuna pombe. Remember when this kid was young, you once told him or her that this thing is wrong. Do you think, Willis, this kid ata go on, aitulie ama ata reflect and say, no, I won't?
Okay, to be realistic, when you are told that a given thing is wrong, then you find your friends doing it. Let's say where they've gone, all of their friends are doing this. And you see, there is what is called peer influence. And this one parents have to know. Because you can tell yours, you can advise. Pieces of advice are many, yes.
Yeah.
You can tell your child this thing is bad. And in his or her mind, he understands that this thing is bad. Sindio? But how bad it is.
Okay.
This thing will actually, you see, this daughter or son will observe from the friends before doing anything, because he has that in mind that Papa said or Mama said this thing is wrong. But my friends do take it. Now, you see, here now comes now to the child alone. Now reasoning here, why is this thing bad? If this child sees what happens to his friends after taking it, then obviously he will say this thing is bad or this thing is good. You see that? There's some reasoning with childhood ages that will sometimes be influenced by people around them, their environment. You see, for example, if we say, I'm from a Christian family, and you people are not from the Christian background, now we meet. And there's some things you have in mind that I doesn't have.
Yeah.
There's some things you know that I doesn't know. So when I always be around you every now and again, I will come to know things that I never knew.
Very true.
Real. Now, with this knowledge, actually, if it's bad, according to my parents, I will actually know that this thing is bad. Though, if I stop it, I will be losing my friends. Or it's better, I advise them not to, but you see, there are people you cannot.
If I can catch you kindly, we've come into a consensus that freedom is there, but if you were once told this is bad, but the freedom is there, ukienda upatane na hii kitu yenye uliambiwa ni mbaya ama ni nzuri, now it will be upon you whether to go this direction of not doing it or this direction of doing it. Are we in consensus up to there? Thank you so much. Now, that was freedom. Strictness. For instance, like kuna some people kuna some parents mostly it always happened to ladies and not so much into guys.
We are out. Thank you.
Now you are supporting freedom.
Exactly.
We are out. Thank you.
Like this parent ako like this lady hakuna mali anaenda. Kwanza akikuona tu na any gender, any man, whether you're greeting him, whether you are even churchmates, he or she doesn't want to know. So long as it is a he. Makosa. Iyo unafika kwa nyumba, lectures zimepangana hivi. So,
kama ni kiboko unapewa kidogo ndio mwanze lectures.
Exactly. Now this parent is like, if you need anything, I'm going to give you. I'm going to offer you everything, but let me not see you with any guy or mingle with any guys. Like, what's your take on that?
Fine. You see, this strictness has got both advantages and disadvantages. But more so, if it's a girl, especially if it's one girl at a home. Mimi msichana ni mtu mmoja hivi, you see. And so this parent will be afraid that, if I leave this girl to hang out with these boys, unajua kenye atakuwa nafikiria kwa akili. Anaona, huyu msichana mimi nikimwacha, aenda tangatange tu na wanaume, the only thing that they will think of ni mimba. You see, so they don't think fikiri mambo mazuri, like something positive when I allow this girl to go and hang out with the fellow boys.
Exactly.
And then let me give an example. You know, when you are used to certain environment, like hii hata sitakubaliwa niende, and so you are just like hawatakubaliwa niende. You see, hii hawatanipea. So I'm like, strictness itasaidia in few circumstances. Like same kama ilikuwa niko hangouts, maybe kwa mzazi ataona hajapata mimba kwa sababu alikuwa because alikuwa anamsustain ndani ya nyumba. You see, if you want like, ma'am, can I go and visit my friend? No, you have to stay indoors.
Hapo tu mali umesema, shikilia hapo. Now, this parent is strict.
Yeah.
You're not like pregnant. And this parent is like, you are like this because of my strictness, not allowing you to go and walk with boys or associate with them. Now, what is the fate of this lady when perhaps ameenda tu akapata place mali kuna freedom, no one is like the way you said initially in campus, no one is monitoring you, it is you and you alone. Now, what happens to this lady? Remember, at home, hakuna kuenda out na friends, no associating or interacting with the other gender. Now, what's the fate of this lady?
Okay, let me say, first of all, this lady, okay, she will survive, yes, but there are some things that she won't overcome. This lady will try to do anything possible with the little freedom she finds in the campus.
Exactly.
And go back home and be an angel.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Now, in that case, if at all anything happens to this lady, whose fault is it? Is it the parents' fault or the lady's fault?
Okay.
Still on you.
Now, let me say that both are at fault here.
Okay.
Let me begin with the parent. The parent never allowed the lady actually to know what's beyond home. You understand that? Then, just knowing that, you see, people interact. And from interactions, you learn. By the way, you cannot like just advise me or tell me that I should only interact with fellow men. Sindio, when I interact with both, with maybe an opposite sex, maybe let me say a lady, I will actually try to understand them, because one day, one time, I will have one to whom I will actually willingly try to understand. You see that? This lady, when she finds one, Sindio, outside home, she will not try to understand him as much. Or what she will do, she will give in very fast. And there, she is likely to mess.
No, so it is also her fault.
It's also her fault. Then, when your parent actually, let me say, for the ladies outside there, I'm actually addressing this. When your parent tries actually to deny you that freedom of interacting with maybe opposite sex, not necessarily dating or having relationship with them, just try to tell them you need to understand what this that's what thing out there. So
Thank you.
when they deny you any freedom,
But
tell
then
them why you
depends
need
the type of parents you have.
any other parent understands.
Before we go there, yes. Now, Willis has answered the question very well. Now, if at all this lady who at home is so much restricted on to explore, like the only thing this lady knows is just home. Anything beyond home, no idea. Amesema if at all this lady messes, faults iko kwa parents na on her. Now, what's your take on that? If at all this lady messes, nani atakuwa blamed? Who will be blamed?
If at all she messes, fine, I will blame both. First, this girl, she wants to satisfy her curiosity. Like, she wants to prove what her parents have been doing, like,
Preventing her. Yeah.
You see. So ni kama huyu msichana anataka kujiprove wrong, like that my parents, they shouldn't be telling me anything. You see. At the same time, this parent, fine, I will blame, but she was just trying to look out for the best.
Okay, on that, should we agree that if you come from a strict family, the parents wanakuanga strict only for your own well-being? Should we agree that? Like a parent atakukataza, don't do this and this because we mind you, we love you, and we don't want anything to happen to you. Should we say so?
Oh, to me? Okay, yes. That's very 100% correct. Whatever the parents, let me say, whatever they try to prevent you from doing is for your own good.
Exactly. But I think some parents, wanasemanga ati whatever an older person is seeing, you can't see it even if you climb a tree. Maybe some of these parents wako na life experience ama history yenye they wouldn't wish that their children will go through. You see? Okay, another question here comes. Why do you think that strictness inakwanga so much exerted to the female gender rather than the male? That is the reason why I'm here with a guy and a lady to hear their views. Why is it so much into ladies rather than men?
Okay, the first and which is common, the parents, they only think of this girl will be getting, I mean she will get pregnant. The moment she's explored or she's exposed, boys, see, yeah.
So why
And
not,
so-
you said why it is so much exerted to ladies? Why not men?
Okay, men, I don't know what I will say, but there are some kind of privilege. Like, unajua hata mwanaume akikupatia mimba, he can go on.
The result will be manifested in the ladies,
in the ladies
and not
exactly.
in men.
And not in the men.
Thank you so much. What's your take on that?
Like, it's ladies. You bear much of the physical things that happen.
True.
Sindio?
Thank you so much. So the reason why the strictness is so much into ladies rather than guys is because the manifestation of everything is done. Everything that is being done is manifested to the female.
But there is these things like,
Psychological effects, like let's
Correct.
say, I mean, okay, on the lady, fine, mbona inakuwa much on the ladies. No, for this man, even if he did something wrong, I want to adjust haraka na vitu yenye level ilikuwa. But to a girl, oh my God, what happened? No, like unaanza kuwa disturbed psychologically,
we
like
first think after 9 months.
you see.
Correct.
So you see, so this man at least he anaweza just haraka life iendelee. But for me, for we ladies, we've got I mean, hormone inaitwaje in our bodies. Enye kama kitu kibaya imetufanyikia kama ladies, we tend to go down. By the time we accept the situation, it will be too late.
Now,
So let me say something before you nini. The reason as to why parents are more strict on ladies than men is that like ladies, for example, you are the only daughter. You see that, and they want that bright future for you. Like they can actually try to deny you these things, and we understand. Then. Parents also fear that embarrassment.
yeah, they trying to like protect
Like
their
protect,
reputation.
Yeah, they protect their reputation. Then you find with gents, with the men, they will only say that unaona kijana ya nani, huyu jamaa like he can't be advised. Let me say his parents now can't advise him because maybe is, let me say, is think as if amefika manhood, si ndio?
Ameshakuwa mkubwa.
Shakuwa mkubwa, so yeah, aweze akawa advised.
Thank you so much. Now, to wrap up this video, what can you advise the parents out there or we the upcoming parents on parenting? Narrowing to strictness or freedom to the kids or rather children.
With my reasoning, si ndio? So freedom is generally important for your daughter or your son to expand his knowledge beyond who. You understand that? Then strictness in the other is also like, let me say, I can say it's also important because from this, your son or your daughter will actually understand what he or she is supposed to be doing at a specific time when having that freedom or not.
Exactly. Thank you so much. What's your take on that? Like, what can you advise the parents out there or we the upcoming parents on parenting? That is whether we restrict or we give freedom to our children.
Okay, first, parents, they always want the best for us. Okay, if this parent again wants the best for his or her son, she or he can decide to give this kid a minimal freedom or a maximum freedom, you see. And so this parent, ili akuwe strict kwako, lazima atakuwa anajua ni nini itakuwa inaendelea. No. In short, too much of something is poisonous. And so parents out there, if we have to be strict to our kids, maybe we can, minimize the strictness, you see, so that we can prevent the effects that comes from over strictness.
So, in a nutshell, what we're trying to say here is both freedom and being strict to us children or to our children is good, but at an extent that it will not impact the life of this child negative. It is good to give freedom to the kid so that he or she may explore any other thing that is not inside the house. Exactly. So that he may be able to adventure. And strictness also helps so that this child or this kid akienda mahali atakumbuka niliambiwa hii na hii sifiti, so ata restrain from doing it. And this only applies if you train this child as he or she is growing. Even the Bible says, train up a child the way it should be, so that when he or she grows up, he will not depart from it. So as this kid grows, you'll be teaching him or her on the ways or on how to live and make his life better. Thank you so much, Willis, and thank you so much, Laura, for joining me in today's talk, and I'm really grateful. Kindly, if you've not yet subscribed, please click the red button down below and subscribe. Ciao!
Bye.